Today we are making a see-through window where you can put something into your journal and then have a little see-through window so that you can see right through it. Isn't that cool? Hi, I'm Cindy. Welcome to my channel. And I saw this, one of my former students who knows that I am a scrapbooker sent me a video of this technique. I will attempt to link it down below. I don't know if I can figure out quite how to do that with this particular video, but we're going to give it a shot. And I'm going to show you how easy it is to make them. So what you're going to need, you're probably going to want scissors. You're going to need packing tape, clear packing tape. I also got out my X-Acto knife, but you may or may not choose to use an X-Acto knife. You're going to need, I'm using an extra little cutting mat. You're going to need something to put in your circle. And I used a die cut here. In the original video, she used pressed flowers. I have no pressed flowers at the moment. And this is not the time of year, at least not in the Finger Lakes area of New York State, to be collecting leaves. But this was one that I had pressed from last fall, and I thought, well, we're going to try this one. So we're going to use this one today. And then I have a couple of other die cuts. And I used a very thin dyed paper. This was a piece, and I got it here. This was just a piece of not coffee dyed. And if it's coming up to that time of year, buy egg dye sets. I bought a whole bunch of egg dye sets last year, and this was egg dye. I just boiled the water, threw a tablespoon of vinegar in with a cup of it, and made it all up. And then I did it in I dyed the papers in a cookie tin. And then I put them on my table, and I put a placemat over the top of it. I have I guess it's a plastic placemat that has lacy stuff in it. And so I got this wonderful print. So I cut some things out of it so that I would have the print on here. And anyway, so these are the three things that I'm going to use for my papers, and then I have some coffee dyed papers. You could do this with any dyed paper. Heck, I could do it with this, but I think I would rather not today. This is a piece of regular paper that obviously when I was coffee dyeing, I just took a mug and set it down on a couple of different places. I'm going to leave the edges on it and decide where I want to put my little doodad. I think I want it over here. Now, you can certainly fold and make a little cut and then rip your area out. That's one way to do it. You can use an X-Acto knife and cut a specific shape out. I have, in this case, I'm going to just do a rip. I'm going to rip myself out a big enough section. Excuse me, I'm sorry, I keep hiccuping this morning, and I don't think that's going to be quite big enough. We'll keep that. We'll figure out something else to do with that. Yep. Okay, I need to make it a little bit bigger. And don't worry about, what's the word I want? You might say, well, I'm weakening my paper. You're going to put packing tape over it, so it's going to be fine. That one I'm not going to keep. How much more do I want? Actually, I want quite a bit, don't I? This is a big one. I don't know that I'm going to like the bigger one, but we'll try it. Okay, we'll hang on to that. Okay, a little bit more, and then we're good. We're good on height. We just need a little bit more over here. Because I want my whole thing to fit into it. And a little bit more here. So this one is huge. You can see that this one is very small, comparatively speaking. If I were to put this over, I mean, that's huge. But it's going to be okay. All right. I think that's going to be good enough. Maybe we'll take just a little tiny bit more. Not a lot, just a little bit more. See if we can get that other point in there. There, that's going to be perfect. All right, so now I have this, and I'm putting my mat down here because I'm going to be taping it actually to the mat. I have my okay, we're just going to fold that down there, and that's going to be, let me use my scissors. I'm going to cut off my top. I'm going to set that there because I'm going to want it. I'm going to go here. I know I'm coming straight up. I'm going to cut my, now that one I did with a single piece. This one's going to require two. So this is an experiment. And I want to get it nice and flat. I don't want there to be any bubbles in it. Okay. There we go. I'm going to put my little tabby-doo on the end here so that I have it, because we're not done with the tape. Okay, now I'm going to pull it up from my thing, and I overlapped it just a little bit because I want to make sure that I have a good size window. Okay, I have to decide which side do I want to put where. No, I think I need to go this way. Well, maybe this way. I guess this was the way I did it. Okay, if I don't get the whole stem in, I think I'm okay. It still looks like, now I know that I did this so that I could fit it. So I want to go this way. There we go. Okay, and I'm just going to press it down. Now I'm going to take my tape again. Sorry, I'm going to make more noises. Put my little tabby-doo over there. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to cover it over with my tape. I think this was easier to do it the other way, but that's all right. We'll figure this out. Okay, sorry, fell off camera there a little bit. Making sure that that's stuck all the way down. And I'm going to go from the bottom up. I think that was easier for me to do the last time, was to go from the bottom up rather than the top down. But you learn. Okay, again, I'm overlapping a little bit. But if this is a field specimen type thing that you're doing, it wouldn't necessarily be all neat and tidy. Okay, I'm just going to fold that over just a tiny bit this time. There we go. And there we go. Isn't that cool? Now, if you don't like the plastic showing like that, you certainly could take a little bit of washi and put the washi around there. There's all sorts of things that you can do with that, but I really kind of like it just the way that is. Makes it very much like, oh, I was in the wild and I collected this specimen, and oh, there we go. Okay, so that's one. Let's do another one. Let's do another one. I'm having really fun with this. Now this one has this really cool design on that part of it. So I'm going to do this one on this side of the page. And I'll show you why I used the X-Acto knife the last time on the other one. I basically just used the X-Acto knife rather than fold it. I really don't like folding it. This one, it wasn't so much of a big deal to fold it because I took out such a big piece. But when you're taking out just a little piece, then I'm a little concerned about doing that kind of a fold. And I want to put this little butterfly in. Okay, so he's this fairly small butterfly. So, and I'm going to put him up at the top of the page. I've done bottom of the pages. Now let's do one at the top of the page. So I'm just going to cut myself a little bit of a hole. I'm not being fancy about it. Pop that out. And I know that it's not big enough. That's okay. Now I'm going to take and I'm going to just make my hole bigger because I like the rough edges, but there's no reason. If you prefer to do a specific size, you could even do a window, a square window, a round window, get out a die and use your X-Acto knife to, I've got that in there the wrong way, I'm going to end up cutting myself. Use the X-Acto knife to cut exactly the way you want it to cut. You don't have to just put one thing in. Like I said, in the video that I initially saw, she put in pressed flowers, which I would love to do. And come spring, I will be pressing flowers so that I can do pressed flowers. Now, is that going to fit? Not quite yet. I need a little bit more. And I kind of like the jagged edge of it, but it doesn't quite fit. Little bit more, and then we're good. Little bit more. And like I said, you can see now why I said don't worry about the integrity of your paper because you're putting the tape over it, and so it'll be fine. A little bit more down here. Okay, is that better? Yes. Okay, I am going to take some vintage photo and I'm going to go around my edge this time. I didn't do that with the other one because I wasn't sure exactly if I wanted to or not, so I decided not to. This time I'm going to go around the edge, and I'm going to go around the edge on both sides because this is going to go in on both sides. You're going to see it from both sides. So when you're choosing a die cut or something to go in here, just know you're going to see it on both sides. So you want to make sure, I'll make sure I've got that. Yeah, that works. I might want just that little bit off of there. You want to make sure whatever you're picking is going to fit both sides. Okay, now this is a smaller piece, and I only am going to need one piece to do it. And I'm going to go this way on it. Come on. I will cut my edge here. Put that down to save for the next piece. And then I'm just going to go right over the top of my hole. And this one only requires one because it's smaller. Okay. I'm going to lift that up. Flip it over. Place my butterfly. So no glue. This is all tape. And put my tape down. I didn't want it to go quite so far. Well, I guess that's where we're living. But that's okay. I'll put that on top. Set that aside, and there. Now, where's that pink journal that I just had? I was using this, I'm thinking, I'm working on a pink journal, and won't that be pretty in my pink journal? Look at that. Like I said, if you are concerned about the framework, you can put washi over it, but I don't like this particular washi. It's too thick. So we'll worry about that later. Let's do the last one, because I have one more pink flower that I made. And this one also has flowers on it. This one I'm going to fold a little differently because it has these really cool flowers here. Okay, let's see what we can do here. I'm going to use, again, my X-Acto knife to get me started. And let's make that a bigger hole. Okay. Pull those pieces out. I don't know that this one's going, I might have to refold that so that it's a little bit bigger, because this is a fairly wide circle. So this is one of those cool projects if you have some double-sided, if you're making your die cuts, you might want to consider using a double-sided paper, something that can go on so that when you are flipping it over, for example, when you do this one and you flip it over, you do kind of have a back end. It still has a color to it, but it's definitely a back end. Okay, I need to go a little bit more down this way. A little bit wider, maybe. Let's see where we are here. So you decide what pieces you want to use, and then just make windows out of packing tape. Little bit more. And I'm moving towards this side. Again, I'm not worried about the integrity of my paper, because once I put that packing tape down, this is going to be one of the strongest pages in whatever journal it goes into. It's going to be nice and strong. Okay, we are getting there. We are getting there. I think I'm going to come down and even this one up a little bit. Even up this side. Perfect. Okay, now for this one, I'm going to use, this is Bubble Bath from Stampin' Up. You can use any color that you want to put around it. There we go. This is called, what did I just say? Bubble Bath? Yeah, that's Bubble Bath. And I have a little pink one here. Actually, nope, that's not the right one. I think this is the right one. That looks closer to the right color. Ah! And we're just going to go a little pinky around it. There's nothing that says all of your edging needs to be in vintage photo or walnut stain or some shade of brown. Be creative. Get out your colors. Play around a little bit. All right, I'm going to just set that there because I have something else I want to do with it. Now, this one is going to require 2. And I had decided this way was the easier way to go. Okay, I'm coming all the way over to the edge on this one. Trying to get not too many wrinkles in it. Nope, I got a wrinkle. That's okay. We get a wrinkle. Go. And this one goes right to the top of the page because I'm so close to the top, and I'm perfectly fine with that. Come here, overlapping a little bit. Much better. Right to the top of the page. Sorry, I know that I'm probably in my own camera angle here and out of the way, so let me just stick that on there. Get rid of that for the moment. Okay, gently pulling this up. Okay, I think I want it to go this way. Putting it down. And I'm going to go right to the top of the page again. Okay. Right to the top of the page again. And I wrinkled it. Drat. Okay. This one did not come out quite as well as I'd hoped because I wrinkled it. I don't know where my thing went. There it is. There's one of them anyway. There. All right. Now, because of that, because of those wrinkles, if I don't really want those wrinkles in there, that's where I can throw in some washi. So let me grab my washi here and just see. Well, I think a little bit right up along there. Let me grab my glue stick right here. Now this part is decorating. This is obviously not necessary. This is just me playing, maybe. Hang on. Sometimes that top gets stuck on there. All right. This is just me trying to correct or at least hide a bit of a mistake. There. Put a little bit of that on the top. I'm going to take a little bit for the bottom. And we're just going to decorate this page up just a little bit. You know, it can't always go smoothly. There, and then I said I left this out for a reason, because now I want to do this. Here we go, right along the side. So this one I think is going to end up going into my idea book so that I don't forget that I want to do it. This is why I don't really worry if I goof something up, because it'll go into the idea book, and that tape kind of went over a little bit. There. So on this Maker Monday, we have made envelopes, not envelopes, windows. They're not envelopes. These are pages. So that one was one that I had already made. It was just a little one. I do like the little ones. I think they're easier to do than the big ones because the big ones have more of a tendency to pucker. But I do like how that looks. This one is going to stay in this journal. This is a pink journal that I have started. I have some pieces for it. You saw me make this page, this fold-out page before. That was on Valentine's Day. So I'm in the process of making a pink journal. And this one, poor thing, is going into my idea book. Where's my idea book? Let's pull it out, and we're going to slide it right into my idea book. Let's put it here. You shouldn't look at that page if you are a player of Mist, because that's a solution. That's a solution. Okay. So I'm going to put it in there. I like how that looks. And then I'm going to fold this one over to make a pocket. So there we go. Inside of a journal. Isn't that cool? If you are enjoying these videos, please make sure you hit the subscribe button. Click the like button to let YouTube know that you like them. Make sure you have that notification bell listed or clicked because I am participating in the March Mixed Media March 25 challenge. And so every day I am posting another picture of the journal that I am making for Mixed Media March. There's some spoilers. I'll do a whole video at the end of the month, but for right now, that's where things are. All right. If you're enjoying these videos, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Until later, this is Cindy signing off.